की जय। Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sadhujatam Sadhamritam Tam Sajivam Adwaitpran Savadhutam Parinam Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sandhamrita Shri Vishakhamritam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Jaganpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Dr. Kanchana Gauraki Shri Radhe Vrindavameshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Manchankar Kapuru Krishna Shri Patitanam Pavanam Vaishnavi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adwaitpran Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vacharam Amritam Vedaye Kripakam Hamrita Shri Guru Nityananda Anandavadam Shri Chaitanya Vishwam हरे कृष्ण महाराज से इतना दिन कथा सुन के अभी इंग्लिश में बोलने से थोड़ा अजीब लग रहा है for so many days we've been hearing in Hindi only, right? So we'll read the translation of what we read, and with this theme of this verse we will discuss a few pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam and also Ramayana. So, someone can read?
O Lord Shri Krishna, I am offering a prayer unto you.
You have to buy hard
Please let the bee of my mind be offered the nectarian honey of your lotus feet. Continue, Prabhuji.
Oh, yes.
Although Brahma in full samadhi cannot catch a glimpse of even a ray of the effulgence from the tips of your toenails, still, O Achyuta, having heard of the waves of your astonishing mercy, I long to receive your grace. O Madhava, although I do not possess even a sesame seed of bhakti for you, still by your inconceivable power, which makes the impossible possible, please fulfill the desires of my heart. Hey Sanatana, because your lotus feet are filled with such wonderful rasa, that the bee of my mind always resides unwaveringly in that nectar, which puts everything else to shame. For they are the essence of all sweetness. This is my only prayer.
So, recently my wife and I have been hearing this, and Prabhuji also is hearing this very sweet prayer from Stavamala of Rupa Goswami, where he's saying, Krishna Deva Bhavantam Mande, Krishna Deva, you are the Supreme Lord, Mande, paying my obeisances to you. Manamanasa Madhukara, may my mind be Madhukara, be a bee, Arpaya Nijapada, let it be offered to your lotus feet. Pankaja, because your feet is like lotus, Pankaja, Makharande. In the lotus there is so much of nectar. So let me taste the nectar of the lotus, which is your feet. So this is the mood of Rupa Goswami. And actually if you read Sanskrit, it's very, very sweet. He's saying, Yadyapi Samadhishu, Yadyapi Kabhi bhi, ya Jagi bhi, Samadhi mein, Vidhi Rapi Pashyati. Vidhi is Param Vidhata Brahma. जब ब्रह्मा समाधि में होते हैं तो पश्यति न तवा, फिर भी पश्यति न, देख नहीं पाते हैं क्या? तवा नखाग्र मरीचिम, आपका नाखून का मरीचिम, the glare of the bliss of the lotus feet of yours is not even visible to Brahma when he is in great samadhi. Means he is giving a contrast, right? And he is saying, idam ichchami, फिर भी मैं इच्छा करता हूँ इसका. idam ichchami nishamya Geetam, because I have heard about Nishamya Tavachyuta, O Achyuta, Tad Api Kripad Bhuta Vichem. Aapka kripa itna adbhut hai. You are so merciful, and I have heard that you are so merciful, O my Lord, that by hearing your mercy, I am getting some hope that I can desire for something that even Brahma is not getting a glimpse of. And then he continues to say the same theme. Tilamatra, mera bhakti hai, it is not even like a mustard seed. But still, you are adbhuta, you are so great. Parameshwara, your greatness is so amazing that what is impossible, you can make it possible. And so, because your feet is full of honey, I want to be that bumblebee and I want to situate myself on your lotus feet. So it is over and over saying that I am very insignificant and useless. But still my desire is so great that even Brahma also cannot get the dust of the lotus feet of yours. You surrender to Krishna. But I am desiring that. And please accept me as your servant. So this is the mood of Rupa Goswami. Mood of surrender. And we will see contrast of two personalities right, in Bhagavatam. One who has attained the lotus feet of Krishna and one who does not have so much taste. Right? Generally, mera man kaisa hai, makki ki tarah hai, like a fly. Fly doesn't like honey. Right? Fly likes, the other day in my house, right, there were so many flies, fruit flies, this fly, that fly. And I was thinking, where is this fly coming from? I would clear up. Then finally we had a toasting machine, the grill. In the grill, some soy, we had grilled some time back, maybe a week or two back, and there was one piece of it left. We forgot to wash that grill. It was closed. Then we realized that all of the flies were stemming from there. They were sitting there. So our mind can be like a fly sitting on putrid, old topics, conversations, desires, which keep it like this. Yeah. Conversations which are not fruitful in the long goal of what human life is meant to offer. Or our mind can be like a bumblebee which is looking for the honey of Krishna's lotus feet. So the father was Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj, when he had 7 days to live, and even before, it is said that Bhakti Karoti Nirvatas Charanaravinde, the lotus feet of Krishna, to that Lord Parikshit Maharaj had so much bhakti. Wherever he would go, he would hear about Krishna. He wanted to taste what it is to have love for Sri Krishna. Sarthya Pashada, Sevana, Sakhya Dhautya, Veerasana, Gamana, Sthavara Pramana. Wherever he would go through these different kingdoms, people would talk about Krishna. How Krishna was a Sarathi, how he was a friend of his fathers, his grandfathers, and how his father Abhimanyu learned so many warfare under Krishna. Whenever he would hear, he would want to hear more and more, although he had heard about Krishna. From the very young age, Snigdeshu Pandashu, Jagat Pranatim Cha Vishnu, that Lord, who is the source of Vishnu, Bhakti Karoti Nirvatas Charanaravinde, that lotus feet of Krishna was so dear to Parikshit Maharaj, and we know that he heard this nectar, Sukha Mukhat Amrita Dhruva Samyutam, from the lotus mouth of Sukadeva Goswami, and embracing Bhagavatam, he left to the abode, supreme abode, Yadgatva Na Nivartante, right? So that was Parikshit Maharaj. When Parikshit Maharaj left after 7 days, his son, Janamejaya, he is now the new CEO, right? So he's the crowned king. And of course, he wants acquisitions, mergers, expansions. So he is looking for expanding the kingdom again, re-establishing himself as the king with good position, making sure everyone is collecting taxes. And he was not very much interested. So all the sages would come, right? And great sages, Bhrigu Muni, Narada Muni, great sages would come, Jaimini, Gautama. This was their task, right? To come, because the kingly order, if they are in good standing, then Krishna consciousness is there throughout the kingdom, everything is prosperous, and that is the intention of sages, right? To guide the Kshatriyas. So here is Janamejaya, and Jaimini Rishi comes and tells him, you have to hear about what the spiritual truth of life is, just like your father, like your grandfathers. But he's like, time nahi hai. Bhagavatam is saying, Labdhva sudurlabhamidam. Labdhva. Labh prapti hua hai. Sudurlabham. So rare this human life idam. Bahut jananam. After taking so many different bodies you have got in this human body. But Janamejaya is saying, this is not the time. Right? Sometimes there is no time. Sometimes there is no taste. Two things. Right? Chitraketu Maharaj, he had time. But he had no taste. When great sages came. Why? Because he didn't have santan nahi tha unka, no children. And so they blessed him so that he has a child, Harsha Shoka, you know that story. And then later when he realizes this human life is so fleeting, Dukkhalayam, then he can take to it. But Janmejaya has no time because he's interested in expansion. So now Jaimini comes, once he comes, he tells him that, okay, kitna time hai aapke paas? He's like, no time. He's like, kuch to hona chahiye. He said, theek hai, 1 minute. He says, I will give you 1 minute, you can give whatever pravachan you want and you can leave. So you can imagine, right? Generally 20 minutes is also short. 1 minute is very, very short. So you cannot plan, okay, what section of which Itihasa, which Purana, what verse from Bhagavad Gita. So if you are given 1 minute, what will you speak? Right? Which verse? So Jaimini Rishi says, okay, 1 minute is enough for me. I will only use 60 seconds. So he says, okay, you can come and sit. So his mind is not like a bumblebee. Right? So his mind is always now interested in material expansion. Right? Generally, we also invite so many people, right? Please come, hear Krishna Katha, 1 hour in a week, but no time. So he said 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, Jaimini Rishi mentions one verse. And that verse, he basically says, is that there are two biggest fools in this world. One is Suyodhana and one is Dashanana. He says, Suyodhana is the name of Duryodhana. And Dashanana is Ravana. And he says that they came across two situations. One is Vanabhanga Leela. And still unka akal nahi aaya. The other one is Gograhanam Leela. फिर भी उनका अकल नहीं आया. So they both got ruined. 59 seconds, 60 seconds, so ठीक है मैं जा रहा हूँ. He said, नहीं, क्या है? I have not heard this before. What is this? Vanabhanga Leela. What is this? Gograhanam Leela, please. He said, 60 seconds, I cannot cover more than this. My time is packing up. He said, no, take more. He's like, how much time then? He says, you take how much ever time you want. I want to hear more about these Leelas. Then he says, okay, he sits down. And then he speaks the whole Mahabharata. Speaks all of Ramayana, all the Itihasas. For many, many days and weeks and months, he's speaking. He wants to hear more and more. Of course, that one, Vanabhanga Leela is Hanumanji who sets Lanka on fire. So, one Vanara who sets the whole of Lanka on fire, and still Ravan thinks that no, I can conquer Ramachandra. What a fool he is. And here it is.
Go.
Huh? Please.
No, Prabhuji, you said go.
Gograhanam Leela is what? Is Brihannada, who is Arjuna with Uttara as the chariot driver. He defeats after Virata's Virata, last end of the Ajnatvasa. We know that he defeats all of the armies of the Kauravas, and still Duryodhana thinks that I can still conquer the Pandavas with Krishna. So both of them are the biggest fools. So he uses this, right, as a pin in a way to insert into the consciousness of Janmejaya, and he speaks all of this. So many days of katha happens, and then finally, right, he uses this Mahabharata also to talk about the four Purusharthas: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, right, which is the four Purusharthas that the Vedas offer, right, how to be dharmic and following a dharmic order, and then Artha, Kama, Moksha. Then he asks Janmejaya, ठीक है, इन चार में से कौन सा सबसे important है, बोल दो. Which one is more important, Dharma or Moksha, Kama, Artha, which one is it? And Janmejaya says, none of these four are important. Then he says, then what's the point? I've been speaking for so long. What is the most important? Anga. Is it Panchama Purushartha of Prema? He said, no. You keep speaking to me all of these kathas of Sri Krishna and Ramachandra, and I will keep hearing. That is all is the most important anga of this. I don't want anything else. And Jai Haribol. So then Janmejaya continues to speak. Tannama Rupa Charitadi Sankirtana Nusmrityo Kramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya. As he keeps hearing about this and he keeps speaking, Shravanam and Kirtanam continues to go on and on and on. I think this would be good. So as he speaks and hears, he says, this is the nectar, this is the essence of all of our understanding. what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, that bodhayanta parasparam, kathayantascha mam nityam. As we are hearing about Krishna, as we are speaking about Krishna, as we are meditating on Ramachandra, as we are discussing about his pastimes, just tasting that nectar, immersing ourselves in the nectar, and surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna in that mood is the essence of all is to be understood and learned. Right? So, in this way, he was like a fly, right? Running after so many different things he was sitting on, but just a few moments, sadhu sangha, sarva shastra, lavamatra sadhu sangha, just one lament of an instance of association of the devotee, right? Just 1 minute of pravachan resulted in so much, right? When the desire is pure, when the katha is pure, when the consciousness is pure, right? So much of change can happen. So for us, we'll discuss one story from Ramayana to get some lessons of what we can do and what we are doing right now that will result in full surrender to Krishna or Ramachandra. Because what happens, mind, and we know about the mind, we have discussed this, mind, intelligence, ego, senses, in Bhagavad Gita we have discussed all of this. So when we are discussing Shastra, our intelligence becomes sharp. Right? So sharp intelligence is specially needed in my stage, our stage, we are in right now. Why? Because the mind is like a fly. Mind is not interested in the lotus feet of Krishna so much. Bee likes honey, but fly doesn't like honey so much. So my fly-like mind is not very happy being situated in eternally Krishna's lotus feet. So mind has so many desires, mind has so many imprints, right? Everything we watch, everything we have heard, everything we are hearing, everything we have experienced in the past, all of those have caused impressions on the mind. So automatically when we come across some sense object, the mind is automatically attracted to so many sense objects and we are making so many desires. And Krishna fulfills all desires. Even desire in relation to Krishna also, even if it is not pure, Krishna fulfills. Like Maharaj was describing, right? Surpanaka, when she came to Ramachandra, she had the desire to embrace Ramachandra, to unite with Ramachandra, to have Ramachandra as a husband. But she didn't want the Shakti or the energy or the consort of Ramachandra. She wanted to kill Sita, but she wanted to enjoy Ramachandra. So Ramachandra, she asked Lakshman to cut off her nose and ears, but he fulfilled her desire in a future life, Maharaj described. What did she become? Kubja. Kubjaya kimunama rupa maikam kintat sudham nodanam. So, she fulfilled her desire as Sri Krishna. Here is Ravana, who wanted to enjoy the energy of the Lord without the Lord. Right? Then Maharaj talked about Manthara, who was the sister of Virochan. And when the Lord plotted against Virochan and herself, she had so much of envy. The Lord made her fulfill that desire by becoming Manthara in the next life. Like this, Vali, when Vali was being killed, Lord allowed him to become a hunter. So that next life, he can pretend the external way to delude the atheists by using this hunter's arrow as an excuse to disappear from this world. Right? Ratnamala, who was the sister of Bali Maharaj, when she had desire to see Vaman Dev, embrace Vaman Dev, feed Vaman Dev her milk, very cute, small boy like Krishna, Vamana. He came with an umbrella, but then when he became so big, she became so envious. So she became Putana, Aho Bhakiyam Sthanakala Kutam. And although she tried to poison Krishna, Krishna accepted that love of motherly feeling. But Krishna killed her, but gave her a position. Dhat Ruchitam Tatonyam. वो सोचा कि धात्री का स्थान है, वो उचित है उनके लिए. That is Krishna, right? Jai Vijay, they had desire. Oh, I wish I can wrestle with Narayana. So, of course, that's internal energy of the Lord. In Vaikuntha, there is no external energy causing any desires coming from the three modes. But still, it was fulfilled as they came. Ravan, Kumbhakaran, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Tatpakra, Shishupal, all of that. Even Ramayana, there was desire of Jambavan who was very powerful. I want to wrestle with Ramachandra. Then Ramachandra said, okay, when I come as Krishna, I will fulfill all these desires, you come again. And then Shamantaka, 12 pastime, they won't get to wrestle for 28 years. 28 days. So like this, Krishna fulfills all the desires of the devotees. All non-devotees, everyone. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanya Chaitanyanam Eko Bahunam Nidataki Kaman. वो एक भगवान है, सब लोगों को, सब मनोकामना जो है, काम हो या प्रेम हो, दोनों को कृष्ण फुलफिल करता है. But a devotee only desires to be at the lotus feet of the Lord, like a bumblebee sucking the honey. Until we get to that point of that pure desire, we have material desire. So मेरा मन बोलता है, अरे मुझे चलो कुछ देखने का मन होगा, मुझे कुछ ये खाने का मन होगा, मुझे उधर जाके ये करने का मन होगा. अलग अलग मन बोलता है. क्यों? मन का impression है पहले से. Vashana is there, the impression is there. And until the impression gets purified, I am getting some honey, a drop of honey in those things. So when I am getting the desire in my mind, if my intelligence is not strong, and I was asking Taruni went and ate ice cream few days back. She's coughing 3 days non-stop. Then I asked her, "Abhi bhi popsicle khana hai?" She said, "Ha." Of course, even our mind is like that. I know I am suffering, but फिर भी वो popsicle में कुछ तो है. I remember that day, these kids went to eat ice cream. Harichakra Prabhu took. I even Prabhuji went there. And Taruni was coughing a little bit. I was thinking, अरे कुछ हो सकता है, हाँ हो ही सकता है. Let her go. And then I sat down with Divya Tirth Prabhu and I was sitting with him and we were talking. And his mother came with Faluda. At the same time when we are going to Dairy Queen. Then even my throat, I was feeling something will happen. But everyone is saying Faluda. I was like, हाँ ठीक है, 2 बाइट में क्या होगा? And मैं खाते खाते मैं सोच रहा हूँ, अरे इतना अच्छा है, अगर बुखार भी होगा, it's worth it, I think. Such patience, exactly. That night, it's hurting. Next day सुबह मैं प्रभु जी को बुलाया और रात मना गए. मैं सोचा अरे मेरे 2 in the morning I'm texting विशाल प्रभु जी नहीं होगा. हाँ प्रभु जी आएंगे बोल गए.
Because we all got to know he improvised and made it look
Exactly.
very natural.
But Jagannath knows. हाँ? जो भी बोल सकता हूँ पर सच तो सच है. So the point is the mind is so attracted to things. If I am indulgent in that, right? Then if my intelligence is not strong, intelligence says no, don't eat follow that. It's not good. हो जाएगा. But if my intelligence is not strong enough, I will fall down. I will make the desire. What is the problem? Problem is I will suffer. Problem is I will get another body. Problem is I will come back. Punarapi Jananam. I will get. But for a pure devotee, Yamunacharya, we won't go into the long story of Yamunacharya, but after his realization, Yamunacharya is saying, Yad avadimama cheta Krishna padara vinde. Since my consciousness, like a bee, has gone, cheta, mera chitta, mera mind, my consciousness has gone into the lotus feet of Krishna. And Nama rasa dharayan udyamam rantumasid. I am tasting so many newer and newer waves of loving taste for Krishna. Tadatavati patanari sangamas smaryamane. Then whenever I think of sense gratification, what happens is bhavati mukha vikaraha. Shushti nishtu anamcha. My lips curl in distaste. Say you're eating something very nice, very sweet, very yummy. Like kids, we give them nice, sweet, sugar, candy, ice cream, cake. And then उसका बीच में अगर करेला का कुछ दे देंगे, उनका मुंह ऐसे हो जाता है. चाहिए भी नहीं, देखना भी नहीं. I don't even want to look at it. So for a pure devotee who is already tasting the honey, there is no problem. For them, sense gratification, mind anyway doesn't go towards sense gratification. So intelligence, it doesn't matter. Their intelligence is only how can I give Krishna to others? How can I give this taste that I am tasting to somebody who is not having this taste? Because how unfortunate they are. So their intelligence is not strong, doesn't matter. Because the mind is automatically running towards Krishna, like a bee running towards honey. So for them there is no problem at all. But for me, my mind is like a fly. I need to tell, stop. Udhare atmanatmanam atmanam yosade. Wake up, stand up. Atmaiva atmano bandhu. Atmaiva ripuratmana. It is your worst enemy. So I need to pull my mind. Manas trayate iti mantra. I need to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No taste, still I chant. And as I chant, then gradually manas trayate. Mind gets delivered. The fly of the mind will become a bee of the mind to taste the honey of the lotus feet of Krishna. So that's why it's important, especially in this stage, to sharpen the intelligence by regular satsanga, by regular hearing, philosophy, siddhanta, and of course tattva and rasa, everything together. Otherwise, again the mind will gravitate towards this. So, one story, right, we will conclude with. It's a story of Vibhishan. How does Vibhishan surrender to the lotus feet of Ramachandra? What is the first meeting of Vibhishan with Ramachandra? And similarly, what is our first meeting with Krishna? Even before we surrender. Right? It's very important. So it's described, right, that when Surpanaka comes to Panchavati and she sees the beauty of Ramachandra, she comes to exchange biodata. Right? She thinks, oh, so handsome. Her husband was killed by Ravan. But then there was a meeting and he opposed Ravan. Ravan doesn't like people opposing him. So Ravan had cut off his head. Then Ravan realized, hey, mistake ho gaya, this is my brother-in-law.
प्रभु जी ये सोच के डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प क्या रहा कि डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प को कोई कुछ बोलता है तो फ्रॉम विच कंट्री यू आर
टेरिफ लगा
आई टॉक टू योर प्राइम
ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है very good, correct. So diplomats. No, delay होगा उनको अच्छा नहीं लगता. So everybody have to be yes men. Actually, Ramayana में लिखा है that 3 kinds of people have to oppose you, have to have a different idea than what you are saying. If not, they are not your friends. Any ideas who these people are?
Mitra.
Huh?
Mitra.
One is your general or your friend or your minister. That is one. One more is guru. One more is your doctor. These 3 people.
I thought you were going to say wife.
Wife by default. Comment लिखने का जरूरत ही नहीं है.
मित्र में आते हैं भाई के बीच में आते हैं.
That is default.
नंबर 1
So doctor,
माता जी प्रभु जी रिकॉर्ड
General minister.
for now.
For a king. This is for a king.
No, but now Prabhuji,
Prime Minister.
Huh?
प्राइम मिनिस्टर
For your minister is a spouse.
I need to say for now times when there is no king,
Yes.
whom we can think as general.
वाइफ
Your wife maybe, yeah. Or your friend.
प्रभु जी रिकॉर्ड ये भी हो रहा है. ये भी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है.
Very good.
माता जी
Actually, Ramayana says 3 things. These 3 things actually.
General,
Your general and your doctor and your guru. Like for example, Guru Maharaj, for Adwaitpran Maharaj, doctor says no, you cannot travel abroad. And then they put Guru's instruction also there. Prabhupada has told you, O Jayapataka Maharaj, O Guru Maharaj, that I have given you this land of Mayapur. So stay here and develop this land. He doesn't like this quote. He says, no, put another quote where my Guru Maharaj is telling me to travel and preach. So and doctors tell him don't travel, so he travels out of his mercy. Right? But Ravans, all of them would say, whatever you say, yes, you are correct. They would agree with Ravana. So, yes, Mother.
so recently, little bit he is feeling better. He is already talking about initiations and things.
Oh, Krishna,
When can I give next one? I'm like, please
Exactly.
slow down.
Right.
Mostly my karma only.
All of us, yeah, mistaking.
Like just now you are, and he's already talking about. I'm like,
I'm not surprised, but so anyway, so Surpanaka comes and Surpanaka wants to exchange biodata and She tells, I am from a very nice family, I have a very nice personality. And she asks Ram, who are you? And Ram gives his intro to Surpanaka. And then Surpanaka is telling, Surpanaka talks about her three brothers. She talks about her brothers, Ravan, Kumbhakaran and Vibhishan. And she says, all of them are amazing, powerful, wonderful, following the tradition. But there is one black sheep in the family, that is Vibhishan. And she says that Vibhishanastu dharmatma. Vibhishanastu dharmatma rakshasas na chikitsatha. Something like that she says. Basically, he does not follow the tradition. He's a black sheep in the family because he's a dharmatma, she says. And as soon as Ram hears about this, it rings in his ear and it creates an impression in his heart in the beginning only, even before he meets Vibhishan face to face. Why? A family that prays together, stays together. So here was a family, they all prayed together to Brahma, but for wrong reasons. Ravan wanted to become the king of this world and terrorize everyone. And Kumbhakaran, somehow it is described as Saraswati came on his tongue and he asked for not Indrasan but Nidrasan and he went to sleep. And Surpanaka also asked for beauty, changing her looks, getting magical strengths, all of this so that she could attract others. So yes, when Ravan had killed her husband, Ravan at that time had given her Janasthan, Panchavati, this is yours. And these 14,000 soldiers are all yours, led by Kumbhariku, all of them. So they are all there. So she became very happy and she forgot her husband was dead and she was looking for her husband. And she came and meet Rama. She went to Ramachandra.
Ravan and Bhushan are her cousins?
Cousins, yeah. But Ravan kept them under because he had made that mistake of killing her husband. But anyway, so then the point here is Ram's first impression of Vibhishan was by hearing from his own sister Surpanaka. So now, even before he surrendered to Ramachandra, Ramachandra has heard about Vibhishan. So today I have not surrendered to Krishna. I have many motives that I am trying to purify. I am still in the path of bhakti. But every action that I am doing right now, every service that I am doing, every satsang, seva, swadhyaya, all the things that I am doing in Krishna consciousness right now, Krishna is seeing. Krishna is getting an impression of who this person is. So when I say Sukram Prabhu, then each one of us, we have an impression of Prabhuji. Or positive only. But so when we talk about each person, oh Prabhu ji, oh जो भी मैं पूछता हूँ प्रभु जी हमेशा सेवा के लिए होते हैं. Oh वो माता जी जो भी ऐसे है ऐसे करते हैं. या वो प्रभु जी ऐसे है. या कोई किसी का नाम सुन के ऐसे लग जाता है. So not us, but I'm just saying. Like when we think of a person, there is an impression that is built, and that impression is based on the action that that person has performed in the past. So Krishna is also a person. Ramachandra is a person. So what we are doing today has and is creating an impression on Krishna. It is not that the day when I come to surrender, then Krishna opens his eyes. Oh, there is one soul. Okay. A biodata दिखाओ. नहीं, ऐसे नहीं है. This is a day to day. Ananyas chintayan tomam ejana paripasate. As we are performing bhakti, whether it is this way, that way, with motivation, without motivation, forced, unforced, out of a free will, out of lazy, whatever we are doing, if we make a habit out of that, Krishna understands. Even my boss, right, knows, okay, मैं अगर उसको ये पूछूंगा तो ये करके देगा. अरे उसको पूछूंगी तो कुछ नहीं करेगी. But I know about my team. Whom can I ask that I know they will deliver work? Whom they will not deliver work? It is not that year-end review आएगा तब भी मैं देखूंगा. ऐसे नहीं है. So Krishna and myself, there is a individualized relationship with us. Then when Hanuman went, and when as a Dut, right, we know that Ravan wanted to kill Hanuman, Vibhishan said no, it is wrong. And when all of them were asking for different prayers, Vibhishan asked one prayer. His prayer and his request to Brahma when Brahma came was that may I never step away from performing my dharma, even in the most difficult of all situations. बाकी 3, अरे ये पूछने के लिए इतना लंबा तपस्या करना पड़ा आपको। So उसका इंप्रेशन ही खराब हो गया राक्षस लोगों से बीच में। इसलिए जब राम के सामने गए लोग, अरे विभूषण धर्मा, तो ये बहुत धर्म करता है, ये राक्षस फुल कलंक है वो। But for Ram that was a positive thing, वो खुश हो गए, वाह।
Because in a wrong association.
डिवोटी बोलेगा तभी, अरे डिवोटी सीज एवरीथिंग गुड इन एवरीवन, बट एक राक्षसी ऐसे बोल रही है, मतलब उसमें सच में इतना होगा कुछ। सो राम generates an impression, and that is doubled down when Hanuman comes back, and Hanuman says, सब लोग बोल रहे इसको, रावण बोल रहा था, Indrajit, everybody were ready, but Vibhishan stopped him and said, नहीं, ये नहीं कर सकते, ये गलत है, you can give him some punishment, but you cannot kill him. So that impression became deeper in the heart of Ramachandra. So now today I do one action. Tomorrow if I do a better action, that impression will be deeper in Krishna. Later when the day comes, we will talk about the day when he surrenders to Ramachandra. The Lord will remember, oh, Vishal Prabhu, oh, मैं जानता हूँ, हाँ, ये बहुत अच्छे हैं, ठीक है, हाँ. या अरे वो प्रभु जी झूठ कुछ नहीं है, तो इंप्रेशन बन रहा है भगवान का हृदय के अंदर हमारे प्रति. So that is very important. So then we see that when Hanuman leaves, then there is a whole discussion in Lanka. The discussion is, Ravan is also stunned, Indrajit is stunned, that one एक वानर जो है इतना हल करके चला गया, तो what is the point of even having a fight with them? But others are all supporting Ravan. सिर्फ नहीं, हम prepared नहीं थे, इसलिए अगर आप prepared होते तो ऐसे चुटकी में कुछ कर लेते, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. आप तो हमारी सरकार हो, you have defeated even Yamaraj, so there is nothing to fear. अब भी हाँ बोल दीजिए, जाके पूरा वानर का सेना और उनका पूरा रेस को एलिमिनेट करके आ जाएंगे. Everyone is taking the side of Ram, but Vibhishan is the only one who is saying, Ravan. But Vibhishan is the only one saying that since Sita came here, there has been problem after problem, and whenever a person who is in power, he tries to take advantage of a helpless person, then the happiness of the person who takes advantage is gone. So you are losing all of your happiness, and all of your standing is going away. So don't do this. Vibhishan is the only one who is opposing Ravan. So as this happens, Indrajit comes, and Indrajit also tells the same thing to Vibhishan. He says, how dare you talk to my father like that? Everyone is agreeing to my father, you are the only one. And he shouts at Vibhishan. At that time, Vibhishan says that, क्या तुम दूध पीते हुआ बच्चा है तू? Why are you saying such a thing? You are just drinking milk like a baby. And Ravan gets upset, and with his left leg he kicks Vibhishan. And when he kicks Vibhishan, that time Vibhishan thinks perfect timing for me to leave Lanka. Just like Duryodhan also chastised Vidura, and Vidura says this is the perfect time. अभी मैं छोड़ के चले जाऊंगा. इसके अंदर नमक खाते कितना देर खाओ. This is the perfect time. Anyway, Duryodhan has said, and he leaves, and so Vibhishan is also getting ready to leave Lanka. So he leaves Lanka. So when he leaves Lanka, then he makes an announcement, because this is a big decision for Vibhishan, and this is also a decision in our life. We will think about the parallels. Vibhishan was very materially happy in Lanka. He had all opulence, he had all servants, he had a beautiful palace, he had so much respect, he had guards, he had food, he had people coming at his disposal. Only one problem was Ravan. Ravan, whatever Ravan had to say, he had to just tolerate a little bit. But all opulences he had, all of his friends, all of his family, all of his known people. But he makes a decision, I am going to leave everything, not even knowing what will happen on the other side. And he makes this decision and he steps out. So when he steps out, he proclaims and he tells the Rakshasas, who wants to come with me? I am giving you an open invitation. If you want to come, you can join me. How many people join him? 4 people. Just 4 Rakshasas join him. Nobody else joins. So when we make a decision that I want to surrender to Krishna, I want to take up this path seriously, I want to take to this path where I will taste something I've never tasted before. I have spent millions of lifetimes here. But all of your familiarity is around other people who have not been on this path. Your friends, आपके यार, आपके दोस्त, oh मेरा चड्डी यार, मेरा ये मित्र, मेरा ये वो, relatives, everybody are saying, you will lose my friendship, you will lose this relationship, you will do this, you will lose all these nice things that you are tasting, you are eating, you are watching, you are chilling, you are everything, right? All those things are all of our familiarities. But Vibhishan took the step and only 4 people stood up with him. So there will be a very limited number of people who will be on this journey with you. But still, are you ready for the journey? Right? That is this journey of surrender. And Vibhishan makes that. And it is described by Valmiki that he calls Vibhishan Shriman at that section when he is walking out. He is giving up Shri, all of the opulence. अभी उसके घर नहीं है, सोना, चांदी, position, prestige, सब कुछ जा रहा है. Almost like a pauper. सिर्फ उसका गला उठाता है और कुछ नहीं उठाता है. But he is being called Shriman because now is the time for the bee to go to the honey of the lotus feet of Ramachandra. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutaha Dhruva Nitir Madir Mama. Last verse of Bhagavad Gita. जिधर कृष्ण है और धनुर्धर अर्जुना है, उधर क्या मिलेगा? श्री, संपत्ति, श्री, ऐश्वर्य सब है. और विजय, विजय तो है ही. ध्रुवा नीति, नीति तो है. So there is opulence wherever there is Lakshmi, there is Narayana, there is Lakshmi Devi. So this is the time when he is making that move to the lotus feet of the Lord. And this process of surrender is so amazing that we can actually think about it. Say I have a phone, right? If I lose this phone and all the pictures and all of my data and everything else, who will cry? Will I cry or will the phone cry? I will cry, right? If I lose something very dear to me, I will cry. If I lose all of my wealth, all of my near and dear ones, or all of my house, whatever, who cries? Will a house cry or will I cry? I will cry. So, for Krishna, we belong to Krishna. Jiveya Swarupayam Krishna Nityadas. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We belong to Krishna. So, we are a part. Krishna is the whole. We belong to the Lord and we have been lost. So, who cries? No, am I crying or is Krishna crying? Krishna cries. Because I am a part of Krishna. Krishna has lost us. So, Krishna is actually crying for us. And this part of Sharanagati, this part of surrender, and if we get into the details of Sharanagati, it is very deep. Right? We'll just talk about 2 limbs that is described here in this section of Ramayana. So, when Vibhishan comes to Ramachandra, he flies and he comes, and we know the story. How when he approaches Ramachandra with the 4 of his friends who join him, he only folds his hand. And he comes with nothing. And that is the first limb of Sharanagati. This folding of the hand. It is called Ahaitukitvam. Ahaituki is... no, not Ahaitukitvam. It is... what is that? Janmaishwarya Shutashtudir Edamana Matapman Tvam Akinchanatvam. Akinchanatvam. Akinchanat means मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है. हाथ में अगर पकड़ूंगा कुछ तो मैं नमस्ते नहीं कर पाऊंगा. मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है. I have nothing with me. If I have something, I have some pride. मेरे पास कुछ है. मैं दे सकता हूँ आपको, लीजिए आप. Right? But having nothing, that is akinchanatvam. And that's why even Kunti Maharani is playing Jan Maishwarya Shuta Shubhir Edamana Madapuman. इससे मद हो जाता है. मैं बहुत अच्छा जन्म कहूँ. मिश्रा हूँ मैं. पांडे. Bhattacharya. So, this thing, right? So, Janma Aishwarya. I have, my wife is Aishwarya. Then Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribir. I know. So, a lot of opulence, lots of knowledge, high birth. So, when these things are there, mad ho jata hai, then we won't have akinchana gochara, we won't have akinchana form. But here, he gave up his family, he gave up his wealth, he gave up everything with folded hands, he approached Ramachandra. And sometimes that is needed. right? And there were 2 of the 4 Rakshasas also folded their hands in front of Ramachandra, wanting Ramachandra. And there is one more which is Ananya Gatihi, which is the other 2 folded their legs. So this is South India, like when they do Sashtang Namaskaram. In the back of the legs they fold down. So that is Aharitu ki Gati, Ananya Gati. Ananya Gati is Ananya, और जाने का मुझे कुछ option ही नहीं है. If you don't give me a job here, I will apply for Google. If I don't get in Google, I apply in Netflix. If not, I'll apply in DT. If not, I'll apply in Rocket. There are options here. But here the devotee is saying, I will not go anywhere else. I am locking my legs. If you chain your legs together, it is Ananya Gati. मेरा और कुछ option ही नहीं है. You are my only option, my Lord. The devotee Sashtang Namaskara with locking the legs. Right?
If we do like this,
Do that sometimes in South India. Yes, yes.
Always.
Yes.
Before this, always we did.
Correct.
Actually, here also in temple, I see some devotees.
South Indians.
Some.
I've seen Tulsi Subramanian Mataji do it.
Possible, yes. But the rationale behind it is that I want to be at your lotus feet. I have no other place but your lotus feet. There's a story of 2 ants, right? They're on a cliff. They want to go to the next cliff. If they have to spend their whole life going down this mountain and up that mountain, they see one tiger that is running to jump the cliff. They will just jump on the feet of the tiger. The tiger in 1 second jumps, they get down from the feet of the tiger. So that is our situation. If I want to go to Godhead on my own, it is impossible. But if I am holding on to the lotus feet of a pure devotee or to the Lord, then it is very easy. Even the most difficult things become very easy. So, as Vibhishan is now paying obeisances and asking, he goes to Sugriva. Sugriva says, Ram बहुत busy है, नहीं होगा चले जाइए. So Sugriva, Vibhishan says, मैं एक राक्षस हूँ. I can change my mind at any moment. Now I have a desire to surrender. Please ask Ramachandra to accept me right now. Because a Rakshasa means Asura. Asu means very fast. Ram is romantic. Means quickly मुझे enjoyment का desire आ जाता है. अरे चलो इसमें indulge करते हैं. चलो, a demon is one who wants to just indulge. Just do it. Nike. Right? So that is the mentality of a Rakshasa. Right? Rakshasa doesn't mean they are like 2 horns and they're looking dark with sharp teeth, red hair, not that. It is that my desires are running from one gratification to another gratification. Like a fly wants to go on one thing to another stool. Huh?
Deviation from the samskara, not being standard.
Correct. Because of so many impressions from so many lifetimes, right? So that he's using to his advantage. He's saying, please ask Ramachandra to come quickly because I'm an asura. So I can change my desire very quickly. When I'm desiring in his lotus feet, please let him come to me. And the message is taken to Ramachandra. And when it goes to Ramachandra, actually it is described by Parashar Muni. Parashar Muni says that, an example he gives, is that there was a hunter who went to kill 4 rabbits. And these 4 rabbits he wants to eat. Immediately he sees he can't find the rabbits. And he can feel something on his feet. The 4 cute rabbits have come on his feet. And they are licking his feet and then seeing them, his heart melts. He leaves his bow and arrow. And he just embraces them and pets them. And he's saying that even a hard-hearted hunter, Vyadyasya acharanam dhruvasya kya? Vyadyas acharanam. एक व्याध और hunter के क्या आचरण होगा? His heart is so hard. But even a hard-hearted hunter can have his heart melted by some cute little bunnies. How can the Supreme Lord's heart not be melted when a devotee surrenders to his lotus feet? How is it possible? And Ramachandra gets this message and Ramachandra asks them, what do you want me to do, O Sugriva, O Vanaras? Please tell me. And when Ramachandra asks this question, Sugriva says, you should kill him immediately. You have come and taken avatara to kill these demons. Nothing or nobody can be trusted. And he has to be killed immediately. As soon as Ramachandra hears that Vibhishan should be killed, his eyes become red with anger. And he says, he doesn't say anything. But just seeing Ramachandra angry, all the other Vanaras says, no, you don't need to kill him, but don't accept him. Then finally they come to Hanuman, and Hanuman says, no, Sugriva is a very nice person. He has come to Vibhishan is such a nice person. He has come with an intention to get the kingdom of his brother. But he has come to surrender to you to get the kingdom of his brother, he says. Just like Bharat has got your kingdom, you killed Vali and you gave Sugriva his kingdom of Kishkinda. So even he has come for kingdom only. But he has come nevertheless, and you can accept him. Hanuman says. But Ramachandra says, nobody asked me my opinion. What do I really want? What is my intention? Do I have the ability also to give mercy and place at my lotus feet? And Ramachandra says, the story of, we will not get into this, it's the story of Shibi, who was Mera Purvaj, Shibi Maharaj. And there was a story of one pigeon and one hawk that came. A pigeon came and took shelter of Shibi Maharaj and says, please give protection. Shibi Maharaj says, yes, I will give protection. Then a hawk came and also asked to take shelter. And he says, yes, I will give you shelter. But the hawk said, but my food is this pigeon. I want to eat this pigeon. Shibi Maharaj says, no, I will give shelter to the pigeon. Then I will die because this is my food. And Maharaj Shibi cuts his own flesh to the weight of the pigeon and feeds it to the hawk. And he tells that when somebody has come to take my shelter, what will I go back and tell Vasishtha Muni? That Vibhishan came and I said I didn't give him my shelter? This is wrong. I cannot do this. Oh Sugriva, understand that if I was going to judge him, I would have even judged you. You have also given up the shelter of your brother and you came to me. But I helped you. Just because he has rejected, because Vibhishan says, he has rejected his own brother and come. So how can you trust him? Then Ramachandra says, then how did I trust you? And then Ramachandra tells one story. He tells that there was a story of a man who was chased by a lion, by a tiger. And then he immediately found a tree and he climbed up on the tree. And on the tree was a monkey. And that monkey welcomed this man and said, this is my house, this tree, and you have come to my house as my Atithi, I will give you shelter, please stay here. The tiger is telling the monkey, push this man down, these men cannot be trusted. But the monkey says, no, I cannot give up on my guest who has come and taken my shelter. And the lion or the tiger is still waiting down, and the monkey falls asleep. And the tiger tells the man, look, I am hungry, I am waiting for you to come down so I can kill you and eat you. But this monkey has fallen asleep. Just push that monkey, let it fall down, my hunger, मेरा भूख मिट जाएगा और मैं चले जाऊंगा. And you can go on your own. So the man thinks this is a good idea and he pushes the monkey. This monkey is falling down in a sleep and he wakes up and he knows he's falling and with his tail he just catches a branch. And he comes back and sits on the branch. Now the tiger tells the monkey, look, ये नर है, कुछ भरोसा नहीं कर सकते हैं. I told you initially, push this man down, he's not worth. So the monkey says, he is a human, but I am a monkey. And he has taken my shelter. I cannot let him go. I will not let him go. And Ramachandra says that even he is your Purvaj, oh Sugriva monkey, who didn't give up on somebody who has taken shelter. And you are telling me this? I cannot. And that time he makes this famous statement that we know. Sakradeva prapannaha yadi aham tava asmiti vadati aham tam sarvada abhayam dadami iti pratignyam mama. That time Ramachandra says that Sakradeva, only one time, if a person says aham tava iti, I am yours, vadati, if the person says aham tasmat, for him sarvada abhayam dadami, forever I will give him my protection. Iti pratignya mama, this is my pratignya. Ram says, I will never give up on anyone who has come to take shelter of my lotus feet. Even when the thorns would enter into the feet of Ramachandra, he would say, even a thorn comes to my feet, you do not take it out of my feet. Even if a thorn-like devotee comes, I will not let him go. If one time he says that I am yours. And then they know that they say, yes, Ramachandra, they invite Vibhishan, and then they ask, so where should we take a bath? Should we go to the Ganga to take bath, to get purified for surrender? Should we go to the ocean to take bath? Ramachandra says, no, let him just come as he is. Actually, he should not have come so far. If he had desired my surrender, I had to go personally to Lanka and embrace him and bring him. But he is so merciful, he has come all the way here just for me. And Ramachandra embraces him and tells him that you are my fifth brother. And he makes him a part of his own family. Vibhishan has given up his family, but Ramachandra makes him a part of his own family. So even now if you are a Yagina, once we are initiated, we get a Gotra, which is Achyuta Gotra. Like my Gotra is Haristha Gotra. Right? But then when I say anything in Yagna, I say Achyuta Gotra. Because now my Gotra is Krishna's Gotra. Because I have given myself as a Das. Right? We get Das or a Dasi, our surname. Right? Which is our eternal position. So,
everybody was initiated in a
is
small
Achyuta Gotra. Achyuta Gotra, by default, yes. So Ramachandra makes him a part of his own family and he tells, this is your Rajya Abhisheka, he makes. Lanka is yours. And then they ask him, so what if Ravan comes? Then Ram says, Vibhishana nastu Sugriva yadi Ravana yo swayam. Even if swayam Ravana aega, I will give him also my shelter. I will make him also the king. They ask, which king? He says, king of Ayodhya. Then he says, what about Bharat? He says, I will make him the king of Vaikuntha. King of Lanka, Vibhishan. King of Ayodhya, I will make Ravan. Bharat, I will make the king of Vaikuntha. I will go between these three kingdoms, serving the three kings. So this is the mood of Ramachandra. This is the mood of Krishna. When Putana also tells Krishna, give me up, let go of me. Krishna says, I will not let go. Because I know only how to embrace my devotees, I do not know how to let go of them. So that's the mood of Krishna, the mood of Ramachandra. So in that mood, if we want to have Krishna accept us, then how can we start with baby steps of making my mind into a bumblebee? Manamanasa madhukara arvayam nijapada pankaja makarande Krishna deva bhavantam vande Krishna deva bhavantam vande. You are the Lord, my Lord, and I say obeisance to you. So this mood is Rupa Goswami's mood as he is singing this, right? The mood of the Acharyas. Prabhupada would say, it takes 1 second to surrender, right? And disciples of Prabhupada would surrender. So much they did, everything, right? And that was their surrender, amazing. But now it's so difficult because we are holding on to so many possessions, so many things. It is not what we have, but what we think we have, right? It all belongs to Krishna. So, Jai Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai, Vibhishan ki Jai.
No.
Mahajan is Mahajan are the knowers of dharma, right? They know the laws of this material world, what is dharma in full. Right? There is Swayambhu Narada Shambhu, Swayambhu Narada Shambhu, Janaka Kapilaha, Janaka Kumara Kapila, Prahlada Janaka Bhishma, Balir Vayasaki Vayam. Vayam means me, that is Yamaraj is saying. Bhishma is there, Bhishma, Prahlada, Kumaras. They are all the Mahajans.
They are also
Vaishnavas, of course.
all
They cannot be Mahajans without being Vaishnavas. Bhagavatam says, Mahajano yena gata sapantha. One has to follow in the footsteps of these Mahajans. Like Prahlad, Bhishma, the Kumaras, Kapila Dev, Bhishma Dev, Yamaraj. So they know the entire, like when there is a samvada of the Yamadutas with Yamaraj. So they come back to Yamaraj. And Yamaraj, being one of the Mahajans, he knows the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Right? So, but Shriman is generally over there. Shriman respects everything. But Shriman is the one who is the possessor of Shri or Lakshmi Devi. And that is the Supreme Lord. But also the ones who are the followers of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord automatically gets all opulence of the Lord. The kingdom of the God is inherited by the...
So Apurva and Vibhuda are also Sriman.
Yes, in that sense, yes. Yes.
And really, what is the difference between Jaimini Mahabharata and Gujani, not Gujani, Mahabharata and Vyasya Mahabharata.
It's a repeat of the same, right? So then he repeats the Mahabharata only to others. So in different Puranas, there are so many things where it is described, like even Garga Samhita. It is spoken in one place to Shivji, then Narada speaks it, then to Gargamuni, then Gargamuni speaks it to the king. So there are so many repetitions of the same thing. So Jaimini also speaks Mahabharata. When he speaks the same Mahabharata that is composed by Vyasa.
Just a realization. I think that's what Rupa Goswami meant. But if he is talking about sweetness and other things which is not perishable, like honey is sweet, but also if you see materially, honey doesn't have an expiry date. It never rots. Honey doesn't rot at all. So it is eternally fresh. Just like Krishna and his lotus feet, it is eternally fresh. Whereas other things, they perish. Even if you make pakodas or sweet or anything, even though it will be initially very tasty, but it has expiry date. Just like material things, if you compare to that, they all look very attractive now. But one day we have to leave that and go. But Krishna's lotus feet is eternal. So honey also doesn't have an expiry date at all. It doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe Rupa Goswami compared it to honey because it is like it never perishes, or because it is sweet. I don't know why. This is just my realization. Maybe he compared Krishna's lotus feet to honey. Maybe because of this reason only. I don't know. But yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna's always with Namo Pankaja Netraya, Namo Pankaja Manini, Namo Pankaja.
So it is very apt to compare it to honey because
lotus, right? Krishna's
is,
lotus
yeah.
has the nectar, and the nectar is tasted by the bumblebee.
So honey never gets routed.
And the honey of the holy names also is described. Shivji, he drinks Shri Rama Govinda Mukunda Shaure Shri Krishna Narayana Vasudeva इत्यादि नामामृता इत्यादि ऐसे बहुत सारा नामामृता नाम का अमृत पानमत्ता उनका पानमत्ता tasting the honey of all these holy names. Bhringadipa is the king of all the bees, who Shivji Akhila Dukkha Hantri. In this way he destroys the problems of all of his devotees, because Shivji is like the king of the bumblebee and he is tasting the honey of all of these names starting with Rama. Shri Rama, Govinda, Mukunda, Shaure, Shri Krishna, Narayana, Vasudeva इत्यादि नामामृता. ऐसे अनेक नामों का उच्चारण से उनका अमृत का पान करके वो भृंगादिपा, वो शिवजी शंभु शंकर सब भक्तों का दूर प्रॉब्लम्स को दूर कर रहे हैं. He is also like a bumblebee.
I have one question also, Prabhu. You mentioned about Yamunacharya. Is he the guru of Ramanujacharya?
Yes.
Shri Sampradaya.
He Sampradaya, yes.
Diksha guru of Ramanujacharya?
Yes.
Shiksha.
When Diksha only one sense they say. But when Yamunacharya leaves his body, he has 3 fingers open. That's a long story. And then when Ramanujacharya comes, the fingers close. So there is a pastime behind it. So there is a connection. He waits for Yamunacharya to come. But Yamunacharya had one more guru, who I forget his name, and he was a Maivali. And so Yamunacharya, Ramanujacharya becomes very upset when he gives certain comparisons which are not Vaishnava at all. And then there was a plot to kill him, and then finally he escapes, he goes to Srirangam, then he meets Mahapurna, and then he has a calling to meet Yamunacharya. When he meets Yamunacharya, by that time he's already left his body. But then Yamunacharya made a thing that I will keep these 3 fingers open. One who is my disciple, my prominent disciple, when he comes, these will and each one has a philosophical meaning behind it, and then he mentions those 3 things, it closes, and then Yamunacharya, Ramanujacharya takes over as the head of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Yes. And Yamunacharya, yes. Prabhupada quotes that in this verse in Bhagavad Gita in different places. Yadyapi mama cheta Krishna padaram. Yeah. Amrish Maharaj says, Sabai Mana Krishna Palaravinde, let my mind be on the lotus feet of Krishna. So that is the essence. Bhakti is how much can I get my mind? Because so many, we'll go tomorrow to Color Fest. We will enjoy the Color Fest. We will do this service. We will go there do that service. But as we mature in Bhakti, Mahaprabhu tells Sanatana Goswami these three things: Jivardoya Jivardoya Namaruchi Vaishnava Sevan Yaha Hoite Anya Nai Sanatan. So these three things, how much is it going deeper in your heart? Jivardoya, the compassion to other living entities. Yesterday I was watching a clip of Raghunath Maharaj where he was saying that the real Krishna consciousness is actually the depth of how much we can feel
The
for
suffering of the humanity.
Suffering
Today
humanity.
morning, Bhagavatam, just Krishna Kumar Prabhu showed that video.
Oh, really?
It's the same video, yeah.
Like Manav Seva and Madhava Seva, is that?
Manav, in the mood of connecting to Krishna, if you are doing an external seva to Manava, because Prabhupada would say this, many of the non-devotees, right, they say Manav Seva is Madhav Seva and they want to open up an orphanage. Bhakti Prabhupada said, opening up 1,000 hospitals is a huge burden for this universe. But making one person closer to Krishna is the most compassionate act. So Manav Seva, in the mood of how can I bring this soul closer to what will give that person real happiness?
The eternal consciousness.
Eternal Krishna, right? That love for Krishna, how can you make? So when you meet any person in life, three things you can do. One is you can make them go 2 steps away from Krishna. अरे ये भक्त है, नहीं बाबा भक्त नहीं बन रहा है. तो अगर मेरे बारे में सोच के ऐसे सोचेंगे कोई भी, then it is like I am doing disservice. Yeah, I have an interaction with some of my colleagues. ना कुछ होगा उनका, ना कुछ होगा मुझे. I neither tell them about Krishna, nor do I bring them any prasadam, nor do I bring up anything. In our journey we have come together, we will go in our own ways. I have not made any difference. Or I may bring one person one step closer to Krishna. Braj Kumar Prabhu, the temple president of Adwaitpran, I told this once before. His wife was stuck in Texas with the 3 kids. They were going to India. And 2 दिन हो गया था कुछ, the flight was cancelled, and then he was making the call to find out how will they go. Something like that happened. So it was escalated to the principal supervisor. When the escalation comes to this level, the customers are so upset. They're shouting, screaming, very annoyed. Prabhuji said, hello? Okay. So can you please help me out with this? Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. What about this? After the conversation, she helped him out. She said, I have never in the last 10 years of being in this role spoken to one person, because she is not the regular customer service analyst. I also work in customer service vertical in my company, right? So I am the manager of the training team. So we train all of the CRs, right? The business call center reps, 400 people, right? So my team trains them about empathy, how to speak, क्या बोलना है, कैसे बोलना है, so all of those, and knowledge of all the things they need to know. But they will get some good calls, some normal calls. During storm, somebody has outage for 4 days. जब phone करते हैं तो already they're annoyed. Then if it is something much bigger, it goes to the supervisor directly. So when it has come to this point, this lady she is the highest paid, because she gets the most difficult customers who are so frustrated. She said, how are you so cool? I have never heard anybody as cool as you. Tell me, what do you eat? What do you do? He told the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. She said, I will start chanting this because I need this more than anybody, because this is the people she interacts with. And she started chanting. So the point is, a person, you may be on the phone call with someone, you may be at work, you may be here. Are you taking that person one step closer to Krishna? Or at least, if not, keep them where they are. Don't take them one step behind. So, Jivar Daya, Nama Ruchi. How much Ruchi I have for the holy names? Vaishnava Sevan. How do I associate with devotees? In the mood of, let me serve them. Let me not hurt them. Through my words, through my mind. Even our spouses.
You mentioned of Amrit Krishna's body, right? Even ISKCON full in Hindi or the other languages, Antarashtriya Krishnamrit.
हाँ,
Sun.
Krishna consciousness, International Society for Krishna
That's the Hindi name or
Correct,
or
correct,
Gujarati name or any other name.
correct, correct.
And I read it. Krishnamrit.
Krishna Bhava.
Krishna
Krishna
Bhava.
Bhavana. Krishna
Bhava.
Bhavana. Yes,
Bhava.
yes,
Krishna
Krishna
Bhavana.
Bhavana. Sorry.
It says that consciousness should be like nectar because we should be tasting that nectar. Kante Sudha Vasati Vai Bhagavad Jananam. That verse that Adwaitpran Prabhu once, very old video of his, where he is glorifying his Guru Maharaj. Abdo Vido Madhumukhe Phaninam Nivase. Where does nectar reside? There are 7 different places. He says, इधर नहीं होता है, स्वर्ग में नहीं है अमृत, क्योंकि उधर भी पतंती, उधर से भी गिर जाते हैं. इसका एक सुंदर स्त्री का मुख में अमृत नहीं है, क्योंकि उसका पति उसको देखते रहते फिर भी वो मर जाते हैं. तो इधर नहीं है अमृत. सागर समुद्र में नहीं है, क्योंकि नहीं तो वो कड़वा कैसे है वो पानी. तो अमृत किधर है? वास्तव में अमृत है कंठा सुधा वसति वाई भगवत जनाना. भगवत जना का कंठ में वसत जिधर बसता है वो है अमृत. So when Anand Krishna Maharaj speaks, when Radha Govind Maharaj speaks, when our spiritual master speaks, when Prabhupada speaks, everything that comes out is nectar. Because they're only tasting the nectar. That's the thing. If you squeeze orange, क्या आएगा? Orange juice ही आएगा. but जब मैं गुस्सा में हूँ तो orange juice नहीं आएगा. करेला का जूस आ जाएगा. मतलब बाहर से ठीक है कोटिंग डाल रहे हैं हम, कभी कभी पेंट कर रहे हैं बाहर से अमृत अमृत अमृत, अंदर निकालेंगे तो
Today's class was amazing.
Radhanath Swami.
राधानाथ महाराज जैसे बोलते हैं कि एक भक्त बोलता है, भक्त जाके वो मूत्र विसर्जन है क्या बोलते हैं, स्टूल, he passes stool and then he looks at the stool and he says, "छी, इतने गंदे हो तुम." ओ बाबा, पता नहीं तुम्हारे साथ कौन एसोसिएट करता है. तो वो बोलता है, मैं आपका संग के पहले मैं इतना अच्छा हलवा था, आपका संग में आके मैं बन गया. हम जिसको छी बोल रहे हैं वो हमें वो छी बोल रहे हैं. सब लोग मेरा मुझे सुन के इतना खुश हो जाते थे, पर एक दिन आ गया आपका संग में. So, मेरा अंदर का संग कैसा है? बाहर से अच्छा तिलक है, कंठी माला है, ये है, पर अंदर में किसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ? मैं सुधा को ढूंढ रहा हूँ या कोई सुधा माता जी को ढूंढ रहा हूँ? नहीं मतलब ये मजाक है.